Hi, everyone. My name is Goradia. I'm a somatic experiencing practitioner on the non-dual path. Today, I want to speak about what does it mean to be emotionally mature. So I haven't looked anything up. I'm just going to tell you from my heart and the top of my head what it means to me to be emotionally mature. I think that self-regulation skills are at the top of the list. We need to be able to tolerate uncomfortable sensations in our bodies. If we're unable to tolerate that, we're going to go directly into some sort of coping mechanism or behavior that may not be the most mature response. That's more of a reaction to something than a conscious response. We might project our feelings, our unwanted feelings, onto somebody else, which would also not be a conscious response to something. So I think that that is really the foundation for developing the emotional maturity. We also want to develop communication skills and how to say things using the word I, owning my emotions, so I statements, naming behavior in an objective way. So some of this is from nonviolent communication. And when I observe the behavior and I name it in an objective way, then I'm not adding lots of projections or judgments to it. And this is going to help have a honest conversation with integrity with somebody in a way that can promote mutual empathy and compassion for each other. And then I am able to state my boundaries and state my needs, state my feelings, and then make requests for what would help in the situation, what would help me personally. And then the other person, of course, they can say no, because we don't own anybody. And they might have their own creative solution that they can add. Well, no, I'm sorry, I can't do this, but what about this? Would this help meet your need? This is something I can do, right? So I would also add to this list of emotional maturity, being able to listen deeply to somebody in a way that's not just trying to, win or, have this, what am I going to say next? I'm just thinking what I'm going to say next, but to really listen, hold space. I just read somewhere a quote, I don't know who said it, but that listening is being able to hear somebody while suspending disbelief. So we're not just like, oh, that's wrong what you're saying. That's because that doesn't fit with my preconceived notions. It's just like, no, I just want to listen and understand you, understand how it is in your world, in your mind, in your heart. Just want to hold that space for you and being able to hear you and having mutual peace as the goal. That I want this to be win-win for both of us. People know when you're listening and speaking in that way, and then they trust you when you're doing that. You're not trying to just get your needs met at their expense. So I think this is really important, not only for emotional maturity, but all the benefits that come with this emotional maturity, which is being able to maintain healthy relationships, to feel connection, to feel mutual trust. In addition, self-awareness, a deep self-awareness where we know what we're feeling, what we're thinking, what traumas might be coming up for us. And what we're doing is communicating this with people in a way that's transparent and vulnerable. And it's not like you always have to do this with everyone. There's some people you can't be vulnerable with, right? You can assess that. But that's another component of emotional maturity, being able to discern that. So discernment is something that I know when to say this and when I can say that, when this is appropriate, when is that appropriate? And then in addition to the self-regulation skills I mentioned at the beginning, I said to be able to tolerate uncomfortable emotions, but once you can tolerate them, what do you do beyond that? Learn actual self-regulation skills. And that's what somatic experiencing does, teaching you how to move through your fight or flight or freeze responses so that you're riding the waves and that you're not getting stuck in there and then not knowing how to regulate. So when we know how to self-regulate, we know how to communicate, we know how to discern, we're self-aware, all of these things are going to help us have more peace within ourselves, but also create more peace and harmony around us, because we're going to be able to hear other people, be there for people in a way that feels good for them. If not, be open to what they have to say to us, be receptive to their feedback. And so it's really win-win for everyone. So that's what I think it means to be emotionally mature. Okay, let me know if you've got some additional things that you want to add to the list. If you've got any comments, I look forward to reading them. I'll see you next time.